Look at your arm for a second. Notice something missing? The fur. Almost every mammal on Earth is covered in it. Dogs have it. Cats have it. Bears have it. Wolves have it. Even our closest living relatives are covered in thick body hair. But you don't. You're a mammal that somehow ended up almost naked. And the strange part? Our ancestors didn't start out this way. Your ancestors were hairy. Very hairy. If you traveled back a few million years and stood next to them, you wouldn't immediately recognize them as human. You'd see something much closer to an ape. Covered in fur. Built for forests. Perfectly adapted to a world where body hair was essential for survival. So what happened? Why did humans lose the one thing almost every other mammal kept? Because evolution doesn't usually throw useful things away. Fur keeps animals warm. It protects the skin. It shields animals from the environment. Millions of species depend on it. So why would our ancestors get rid of it? The answer begins in Africa. Several million years ago, the ancestors of modern humans lived in forests, the kind where sunlight struggled to reach the ground. In that environment, fur was incredibly useful. It protected against scratches. It provided warmth during cool nights. It helped defend against insects. There was absolutely no reason to lose it. For millions of years, our ancestors remained covered in hair. Then the world changed. Slowly, almost invisibly, Africa began becoming drier. Forests started shrinking. Grasslands spread across huge areas of the continent. The environment our ancestors depended on was disappearing. And with it came a new challenge. Heat. Lots of heat. Imagine standing in the African savanna under the midday sun. Now imagine doing it while covered in thick fur. The same fur that once protected you suddenly becomes a problem. Because every movement creates heat. Every step, every climb, every mile traveled. Your body is constantly generating energy. And energy creates heat. Too much heat, and things start going wrong. Muscles become less efficient. The brain struggles. Organs become stressed. Eventually, overheating can become deadly. Every animal on Earth must solve this problem. But different animals solve it in different ways. Dogs pant. Wolves pant. Lions pant. Many mammals rely heavily on their respiratory system to cool themselves. Humans evolved something different. Something extraordinary. Sweat. The average human body contains millions of sweat glands. When sweat evaporates from the skin, it carries heat away with it. It's one of the most effective cooling systems in the animal kingdom. In some situations, it's so effective that it gives humans an advantage over animals that are much faster and much stronger. But there was a catch. Sweating works best when sweat can evaporate directly from the skin. A thick coat of fur makes that difficult. Fur traps moisture. It slows evaporation. It reduces cooling efficiency. The better our ancestors became at sweating, the less useful body hair became. And natural selection began to notice. Not consciously. Evolution doesn't think. It doesn't plan. It simply rewards traits that improve survival. Individuals with slightly less body hair stayed cooler. They remained active longer. They traveled farther. They found more food. And over thousands of generations, those small advantages added up. Hair didn't disappear overnight. No child was born suddenly hairless. The change was gradual. Generation after generation. Century after century. Millennium after millennium. Until eventually humans became one of the least hairy mammals on Earth.